Welcome back to the Dropouts podcast. You were here with your host, Semaj Sinclair, and to the left of me, we got the one, the only.
It's your boy Bleezy. How we doing? Welcome back to another banger.
Heck yeah, another banger, man. Yeah, last week's episode, that was crazy. That was a fun one. We had the boy B Battles on, man.
Yeah, shout out to Brian giving us some of that time coming out, That was awesome having him out here.
Yeah, that was cool hearing those stories, too.
Yeah, it's cool getting, that much closer to the UFC,
Yeah.
Always looking at it from a screen, on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Necessarily hearing it from someone who does do that on a Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
That's fire.
Bro, when you said, I only started training in 2016, I was like, wow, that's impressive. It's not impressive to be good training that long, but just to be in the UFC only training that long.
Facts.
That's pretty cool. Or I think Ian Gary hasn't been training that long either, though.
Nah? In total?
Yeah. I think, because there's a picture of him, little with, Conor McGregor. Maybe not super little, but I know Conor McGregor was the guy who got him on.
Yeah, no, he said he was he watched him growing up kind of deal,
Yeah.
Inspired to be him.
Yeah.
In a sense.
But,
Speaking of the guy, he's been ghost all week.
Yeah. So you say he wasn't even on the embeddeds?
So I haven't watched any personally this week. I have been a little bit busy, but nah, I haven't. I've heard he hasn't been in any media. He didn't do any embedded, and because I think either today or tomorrow is actual media day, where they're gonna do that extra shit with O'Malley. They're gonna have Cheeto. That shit's gonna be fire. It's been years since they've done that.
Yeah.
That's like back in the McGregor days, where they would get people who aren't fighting on the card and just throw them all in a room and let's talk shit.
Hell yeah. When they're just at that long table.
Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah. That's fucking awesome.
It's been a hot minute.
Dang, bro. So what do you think? How do you feel about this whole Ian situation?
I mean, as much shit, his stick is trying to follow the McGregor suit and talking shit, So if you're gonna talk shit, you got to be able to take it no matter what the fuck it is. I understand, people it gets to a line when it comes to family and this that, and the other, but everyone's family to somebody,
Ooh, that's a bar. Everybody's family to somebody. But yo, if you think about it, yo, D wouldn't be on that shit.
Who's D?
D McGregor.
Oh.
She wouldn't be on that shit.
Nah,
bro.
not at all. 100%.
Yeah, she not writing no crazy ass book like that. Nah. What are you doing, man?
I wonder. Yeah, I just wonder how the whole situation came about. Should she really groom this dude to this? From the outside looking in, you know what I mean? From what you hear, it sounds like that. But I haven't personally looked into it, read the book, gone into depth. But from the outside looking in, it seems that fucking way.
No, you're right. That's why it's funny, because it's you don't really think about it when it's a woman, but it's honestly, you know what? Is Ian the victim here?
It might be.
Maybe Ian's a victim here. We feel bad, but
Bro got swindled into taking the last name.
I respect it because of his reasoning or whatever. I mean, for me personally, I don't know. Wiz Khalifa had a song, because you know how Wiz Khalifa used to be married to Amber Rose, his baby mama, and then he was but Shorty ain't never take his last name. So, they eventually divorced. But, it was he made a song. He was yo, she ain't even take my last name. But so is she Gary, too? Is she Gary Machado?
I don't know.
If she's not, that's crazy.
Wouldn't it be Machado Gary?
I hope not.
Two?
I don't fucking know.
Because the last is, what you go by, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Ian really fucked up by being silent. I feel like he could have really
he could have found an angle and he didn't.
He could have done anything other than
shy
hide
away.
Yeah. He could have been we were making money off this book. I don't know. He could have done what the fuck ever.
Literally.
You just mad that he could have had the angle of he attracts fucking cougars and shit. It could have. I don't know, man. He could have did something, but now he's just not doing shit, which makes it funnier, especially because all the shit he talks.
Facts.
With that dude's mugshot.
Yeah, Jeff Neal.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And bringing pizza to bro's door.
That's just kind of funny.
It is funny. It is funny.
It's funnier that he missed weight.
Yeah.
So wild.
Oh shit. Yeah, man.
You know, D-Rod actually got suspended for steroids.
Oh really?
Hmm.
Damn.
Not long after that. I don't know like when he got caught in terms of that,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's actually
Damn.
suspended currently. How
That's
do you
crazy.
feel about steroids in fighting?
I don't know, man. I feel like if they like, I think they're not safe in general. I just don't know enough about it. But from what I know about it, it's not safe. But it does seem pretty cool. Like I'm like, okay, if no one can take them, no one should take them. But like, if I could take them, like I would. Like,
I hear you.
just because of not even, I would take them the smart way. I wouldn't like be a dickhead about it. You know what I mean? But just for like the recovery aspect, I feel like I'm getting older. I don't know if I'm old enough quite yet to take that stuff. But I feel like I'm getting older to where if I took a little bit, it would just help with recovery. Because that's what it is for me, bro. Like, I heard that steroids just like help you train longer. Like you'll give it 110 this day, and you know sometimes if you don't got the rest the next day, you're probably coming at like 80, you know, and
For sure.
teetering. But I heard when you're on steroids, you could give it 100% every single day.
Because you're recovering every day. 100%.
And I'm like that even just for like fuck the strength and all that shit. I'm just the muscle memory,
100%.
like just being able to like train
Bro,
at that intensity.
Exactly.
Like that's sick. That would be pretty
100%.
sick. But also I'm like I don't know. I feel like steroids they do too much to you, like more than just like making you stronger and like the fucking physical side of it.
What sucks is like your body's so like adherent. So like if your body notices you start taking testosterone, like you can fuck up your shit and like you stop producing testosterone to an extent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
So you don't want to, like what you're saying, maybe do it too early or take too much, fuck up your levels, and then now you're just like, now I have to.
Yeah.
know? What do you feel about like you hear all these rumors of all these foreign fighters like juicing up real young?
They are. They are, bro. I don't doubt it.
So why do you think people only think it's foreign fighters though? You know how they never say it's domestic?
I think the foreign fighters, like the rules and shit around like what they were doing is just different. Like I feel like fighting wasn't that big, you know what I mean? And I feel like fighting wasn't that big, but like especially in like these Russian countries and shit where like wrestling is just like a part of like life, you know, like everyone just does it. It just makes sense, you know. I think they do the same shit in Thailand.
Really?
Like I think they got the kids on shit and like as they grow up, and then you probably get to an age where you can't no more. But like I don't know. I don't know the science behind it to like is that good for you? Like is it good to take some young and then like through life like you're just like you stay big or like do you get small or I don't fucking know because all the people who I know who talk about it who take it are fucking they're huge but they're old like fucking Bradley Martin, Mike Malak, fucking Joe Rogan. Like I don't see no young motherfuckers taking it, and if they are, I haven't seen the long-term effects yet. Like they just started type shit. Like the fucking Trend twins. I think they're younger than us.
I think so too. Little meatballs.
Yeah, you think I mean, they're just going to be fat as shit when they get old.
I feel like yeah, I mean like I feel like when you're that small and big, sometimes you are like look fat already.
Yeah.
You know?
They're just going to like I don't like yeah, they're just like I could already see them just like 40-year-old dudes like still pretty strong but just fucking fat, you know.
And strong man.
Yeah, like cuz like if they don't keep up like lifting and shit, like all that mass is going to turn into something. You know, so
well they're eating crazy too, you know, so you don't gain that mass without eating too, you know.
Yeah,
you gotta produce that. So I'm sure if they stop working out, they already have the habits of eating.
Imagine them skinny now though. They'd be like skinny? They'd be so flabby if they got all skinny. That extra. That'd be crazy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't think about like I guess it'd be cool, but like I can't imagine literally being like 3 times the size of myself, right? Like my arm just being like I could in my head be stronger, but like just fucking like losing my neck.
I would just like hate for it to be difficult to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know that I feel like a lot of those really big dudes, they have like a lot of back knee, and they be like, it's from the steroids. It's like you just can't reach your back. Like, you know, you're just sweating and you,
it right.
you can't get to it, dog. Like you need somebody to do that shit for you. And I don't want to like. I feel like they be balding early.
What are you trying to say
What?
about balding early?
I feel like when you like, they be getting the cul-de-sac. Like, cause there was this dude who they were like, "How old are you?" He was like 22. They're like, "What the fuck?" He was like, "I take steroids. I'm not natty." But he had the cul-de-sac.
Well, yeah, people with high testosterone supposedly bald early.
Yeah, I've heard that, and that's crazy.
I'm balding, and I'm like 26, bro. Shit's kind of crazy.
But you got the I feel like the hairline is different than when it starts like but like fucking the sunroof.
Few more years, like I'll just have like a little island.
Maybe.
For sure, bro. I'm 26.
You could. Isn't that crazy? We're 26. We're almost 30.
I know, it's wild as fuck.
That feels so crazy. I still remember being like fucking 15, and I'm like, yo, that was 15 years ago. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. No, I feel what you're saying for sure.
You could go.
Sometimes I still feel,
yeah,
like I'm still in high school.
15,
16 years old.
It's a mindset, bro. When people
100%.
say age is just a number, I was like, what does that mean? But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, oh, okay. As long as you're not being creepy, I could stand by that.
Yeah, that's
you thinking
the key
of
part of that
statement. Yeah, right. You thinking of doing any hair stuff, or you gonna like just shave it, or what?
It's either gonna go one or the other, because if I'm gonna go bald, I'm just gonna go bald all the way.
Yeah.
The only thing like I've thought about this is like the blood shit. I don't have good circulation, so I'd be cold as fuck. So if I go bald, yeah, I'm gonna have to. That's funny.
A lot of your body heat gets released from your head too. So
believe me, when I go get a good fade, I'd be cold as a motherfucker. I'm thinking
funny.
like, do I really want to commit to this, or should I like start trying to do something about it? Tanner, he's got a full like straight line.
Really?
Yeah, completely different.
That's interesting. You and Tanner are like the same and different. Yeah. Like that shit. It's crazy.
Very odd.
They say baldness like skips a generation, or they say like they say if your mom's dad's bald, then you'll probably go bald.
So what's kind of I think my dad, I think he has still has hair now. I think he has something similar to this, but his brother has the crazy island like I'm gonna have too.
What about your grandpa, like your mom's dad?
My mom's dad has good hair.
Yeah?
Yeah, still has it, and he's old.
So I don't know how it works. They say it skips a generation, but my grandpa...
What's weird, though, is I'm the only blonde in my family. I have my dad's mom's hair. Nobody in our family has blonde hair besides her.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, very weird.
My grandpa he's balding. I feel like he's been for a minute, and also like my uncles, both my mom's brothers, they got the cul-de-sac. They balding.
The cul-de-sac.
Yeah. So if it happens to me, as soon as like there's a patch back here, like.
That's what you call the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, when you got what I mean? Really playing kickball on top of your shit. But if that starts happening, then I'm gonna just what you call it, shave it and start doing head tattoos.
Fire.
Yeah. I feel like it's hard to look super cool. I feel like the way I don't know. I don't think I have the face for a bald head. So like I'm like I feel like the way the dimensions of my face work, like my hair being out, like it just makes sense.
No, I understand. I think I can rock it, but I definitely have a weird head from the side.
From the side?
Yeah, because like if you put your hand on my head and you go like this, I have a very weird structure of a head. And if it was bald, it would be the only way you'd see it. Kind of deal, you know?
Yeah, I'm not even sure about my head shape. What do you think that's from? Do you think it's like genetics, or do you think it's just like how like babies were like kept?
Probably a little bit of all that.
A little bit of both.
I've
seen I think it was Rihanna's like one of her like small like cousins or whatever had a fucking like helmet on, and I thought it was like because he'd be hitting his head, but they're like nah, just help that shit stay round.
Yeah, I didn't see that either until I was a little bit older, and like girls would babysit around me, and I'm like, what is that on his head?
You're like, is he okay?
It's just protection.
Yeah, right. That's
like, okay.
crazy.
Makes sense, but
Right.
you know, definitely never seen that in my life. Why are we wearing little helmets?
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know. I feel like those kids. I want to see them like play rugby. Like it's like little kids,
Volks.
little Volks. Oh yeah, he did play rugby. He did play rugby. Yo,
Balls.
how hard do you think it is to go pro in rugby? You know, like I'm not
pro rugby.
Yeah, there's.
Let's just talking like a gathering of guys.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like I know that there's like some local like teams and people be pro. Being pro, I don't even fully understand it. I get it with fighting. It's just like I fought this many times and like now I'm like fighting pro. I signed pro fights. But as far as like these like rec teams, like what the fuck? How are you pro? Not and I just don't get it. Like for example, my boy is a professional baseball player, but like that don't mean he in the MLB. So I'm just like, how do you get pro? Like how do you just become pro?
So what is he in like? I don't know baseball. It's the wrong sport to like in NBA. There's a D League, you know, which is still professional basketball, but it's a step under, you know.
They probably got something similar to that. So okay, so you could be D League and still. I thought that was only like colleges. Is college considered pro?
No, I wouldn't consider it. No, you're a collegiate athlete.
Yeah.
And then to go pro is like, it used to be when the money comes, but now like you can get money in college kind of deal.
Oh, you can?
I'm hearing like kids in school are now able to get like sponsors and shit like that.
I think it was
used to be
stupid
a huge thing
that
with
they
NCAA.
couldn't.
Well, it was NCAA trying to keep their bread, you know?
Yeah.
Institutions trying to.
They're like, hey, sponsor
That's why the UFC
team.
won't buy fucking old buddy's gloves. Or why he won't let him, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to monopolize them.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel that. Hey, business, you know?
You heard Islam called out Gaethje? He said, fuck the Oliveira rematch. I'm about it. Yeah.
Islam and Gaethje.
Because Islam likes to strike. Be an interesting fight.
Gaethje just, like, I feel like he can wrestle. The only time I saw him, like, almost wrestle, he just fucking, like, backspaced as soon as he, like, went in on that shot. I don't know what the fuck happened. His brain, like, just broke. Like, he was like, what am I doing? Abort! And Islam's gonna try to shoot. I feel like, I just don't see Gaethje
taking him down, though,
that.
besides Khabib?
Who? Gaethje?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like most guys get in there and try to bang with him.
I know.
But, like, I mean, and Islam might to prove
Justin
a point.
Gaethje was a few kicks away from being Khabib. If that wasn't the night he retired, bro, I don't know. That could be a different fucking story for sure in my eyes.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel that.
Nights shit that's going around definitely like affects your fight, you know.
But,
and Khabib was not gonna lose that fight that night.
But what if him retiring was a part of the reason why, like, he wasn't on his A game? Like, think about, like, the mindset you have when you're like, the door's right there. I'm literally about to leave. Like, you know, he's probably like, it could go both ways, you know.
Well, I mean, we say this, and then like, because he had him in like, I'm pretty sure a head triangle, and then he moved down into an arm bar, and he said he didn't choke him out because he knows Gaethje would have went to sleep, and he didn't want to do that in front of his family. So I mean, Khabib's very adherent in the situation. You would think, you know. Yeah. It's pretty crazy to think of too, you know. He's like, oh wait, no, let me just slide down.
What a nice
very
guy.
Perfect transition too, you know. So smooth.
What a great guy. He said he's gonna sleep. Let me not do that shit. Yeah, that man. I don't know, man. One thing I'll say is I do miss the Khabib era.
I don't. Those are such boring fights.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved him.
Such boring fights.
I think I loved seeing his like technique. Like just like it was like it was cool because it was like, yo, I know exactly what he's gonna do. They know exactly what he's gonna do. Like, let's see if you could stop him. And like he always got there.
I'd be interested to see people try the new Leon technique on it.
The kicks?
With Usman. Well, no, he did like a double hand. So like essentially anytime he'd go in for the takedown or like getting close with the clinch, he would use two hands on his one whenever he'd like try to get a grab, so he could never get a full like grab on him kind of deal.
Yeah. I think Usman's wrestling is so different than Khabib's though. Like, I feel like Usman has like very traditional like American wrestling
For sure.
where Khabib like the way they work.
I'm just gonna smash you.
They do more like sambo and shit too. Like the angles that they because I feel like Khabib has good takedowns, and I see more with Islam too. But he has really good throws. Like he'll like tilt you and throw you or some shit, you know. Where I feel like fucking Usman he's gonna shoot a double, he's gonna shoot a single and take you down. But and I think Usman, like after he got knocked out, bro, he's just not the same. He's just I think mentally now, like he's not the fucking same, and I hate it. I mean, whenever I see a dude who's on the top for too long, and then you should always be confident. You know, I definitely believe that. But once they start being like, man, these guys aren't on my level. Nah, it never goes good. Volk start talking like that, and I don't like it.
He lost. Got head kicked.
I don't like it. He talking like that. He said that about the Ilya, the last dude he fought, and he did.
He didn't fight Ilya yet. He fights Ilya next.
Who do you fought last?
Islam.
No, before that. My fault.
I don't remember.
That kickboxer. I can't remember this motherfucker name. Volk beat that ass though, as he do. But I just whenever the dudes start sleeping on the competition because they can't keep up with me, I'm just like, bro, that's historically that's where it starts.
Facts. But I mean, like, so it's like it's a double-edged sword too, you know, because I mean, people will say that for the media, you know. So it's like, who is being truthful and to what extent? You know? You really don't know. People are just talking.
Yeah.
You know?
True, but I do think that some of these dudes, like Usman, I think Usman really did believe that. Like, once they start getting into the mindset of, oh, I'm lapping the division, I beat this guy already. You know what I mean?
I think you're correct. I think that's where the line gets crossed, is when it's becoming more of a trash talk and, like, I'm actually starting to believe it. You know?
Yeah, but Volk don't even be talking shit. That's one thing. I do like that about him. So it's a thing. It's cool. It's respectable. But I feel like he don't be talking shit. Like he be pretty straightforward. I feel like you can tell. Like, I don't know if you watched this thing with on Ariel, but you could tell that like that was the first time I think he's lost in the UFC. No, that was the first time he's lost in the UFC. First time he got knocked out. Like, you could tell that like it definitely hit his confidence a little bit. You know, I think.
Well, it's rough, as he said he was going through shit. You know.
Yeah, he took it on 12 days, whatever. I think it just hurt him because of the whole legacy aspect of it, you know. I don't know why he did that shit. I know why he did that shit.
Again in February already.
I don't know, man. I feel like he has that mindset of like, these guys in my weight division can't beat me. And I'm not surprised that he's going right back in, but I do want him to take more time, and just like he's already so good. I get it, stay active, you make that money, but I feel like, bro, you got reason to take some time. Like you still got the bread. Like, it's not like is his belt like being like vacated or anything like that. Yeah, man, like take that time and just become a better fighter. He could take
24 off if he wanted to.
Yeah,
fight one time in December next year.
Yeah, you know? I personally like when a dude's really good and still goes back to the drawing boards to come back even better. One thing that I do realize, especially with like good fighters, is they're like, I already know how to fight, and like it's more so just trying to get in shape. You know, I think if like those dudes had that mindset, like.
But it's like. We're saying this from an outside perspective, but I'm trying to like put myself in their shoes and like imagine being on the high that they are after a fight like that. They might think like like they do say this, they're never gonna be in the shape they are. You know what I mean? Like this is my best. You know, I got to keep going now while I have it, kind of deal. Yeah,
he is a little older than us too. He's got what, like a good 10 years, almost 9-10 years on us. So I hear that. I do hear that 100%, and I get the money
like
aspect
what if
of it.
slowing down slows him down, you know?
Well, that's what it is. I feel like they don't got to slow down. Like he said, he was like, you know, I just wasn't in the gym a lot. I get it. He had stuff going on, but it's like Cyril Gane. You know, he talks about how he don't train when he don't got to fight. Like, and he's a professional fighter because he's so good. But I feel like these dudes get to that level, and then when a fight's coming up, they're training. Like even right
That's
now,
a professional fighter. That's not a championship fighter, though.
true, but
There's a difference.
I feel like that low key happened to Izzy too. I feel like he just got so used to winning that I feel like I don't know. I think that Izzy's a great fighter, and I think that he works hard. But no part of me feels like he's the hardest working guy in the gym. And I love Izzy, like that.
Mhm.
He's one of my favorite fighters.
Well, it's like, when is the last time Izzy has been his ass getting beaten in a gym? You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's not moving around. He's training with the same people. You're
Yeah.
getting the same looks.
Yep.
It all looks the same.
Yeah.
Eventually, someone's gonna find that shade that you're not looking. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah, and it's just kind of how that Sean Strickland fight went, bro. Like it was
Disgusting.
it's like what, dude? But and Izzy talked about it. He said that before the fight, he was thinking more so like, oh, when it was that South African motherfucker, he was like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. But then he said when he found out it was Sean, he was like, I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna embarrass this guy, blah blah blah. And I feel like, bro, Sean gained my respect. Sean gave my respect. I didn't like that it happened because, it hurt seeing that happen to Izzy. But it was like, I can't believe this motherfucker's a champion right now. It was kind of like
Still
anything's
fluke in my
possible.
eyes. I mean, yes, he still beat Izzy, but any run it back any day of the week.
Yeah.
Loses,
Yeah. You think they will
it's a
run it back?
situation. It's all on Izzy,
You think he can't be done after that?
Nah, I don't think he'll be done.
I think he's done soon, though.
Probably 1 or 2 more fights. Yeah. I called it. I just don't know if it's going to line up now with him calling that whole 2027 shit, but
20, what do you mean?
him saying he's not coming back till 2027.
Izzy said
some
that?
shit like that. Mhm. People think it was like satire, though, But I think for him, the ultimate comeback would be come get his. Duplessis is going to beat up Strickland. He's going to fuck him up. And then he needs to come get his belt back from that dude and then go up and fight Alex at light heavyweight.
I haven't seen Duplessis fight much. Is he more of a striker, grappler, or what?
He does it all.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah, if Izzy wasn't so one-dimensional, he definitely could have beat Sean. But, because Sean's also pretty one-dimensional, too. It's kind of crazy to think that he's, a kickboxer because of, the way he moves and shit. But I think anyone who is willing to take this dude down is going to take him down.
Mhm.
And anyone who can hit him hard enough on the button. Is that the only time Sean's been knocked out in the UFC?
That I know of.
That you know of?
He wasn't even on a good streak, he just happened to get the shot. That's
Yeah.
what's worst about it.
I think he got the shot more so because of the clout, that he's generated recently.
Yeah.
It's a business. They're trying to sell a fight. I think that to a casual was a bigger fight than the original fight that Izzy had booked.
No.
You don't think
Not
to a
at all.
casual?
No.
I guess maybe the
You got to talk
build-up.
about someone who's claiming a nation behind him,
Yeah.
Come on now.
I guess with the build up and that whole thing.
I think foreign fighters automatically have more draw than an American.
Oh, you're saying
fighter,
the South African dude?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'd be forgetting about
Automatically.
them, but not forgetting about them, but I'd be thinking about how many people here are watching that shit. So I get what you're saying in that aspect, but I just feel because one thing that was really weird is I know him and Izzy had the whole back and forth with I'm that nigga, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that was so weird.
But I also saw a lot of fighters talking about it and not having any clue what the fuck was going on. So I was also the storyline isn't very obvious. Because Aljo, even though it's fucking Aljo, I love Aljo, but Aljo be doing Aljo shit sometimes.
Have you seen Aljo recently?
Nah, what's he doing?
He's looking like Patty on a bad day.
Oh, no. I believe it, bro.
He's not out of shape, but he's fucking poof,
I
bro.
believe it.
I saw him next to a 155er who's probably not even in a training camp, just training.
Yeah.
And he looked way bigger than this dude, bro.
I believe it.
It was crazy. He looked like a little Oompa Loompa.
Bro, the weight these dudes are cutting is crazy.
It is. It really is crazy.
Fucking nuts, man.
Dehydration to close to the point of death.
Yeah, literally.
You see it on some of the scales, bro. Some of these people are fucking collapsing up there.
That shit is crazy.
Mhm.
What's really crazy is I saw Aljo next to Mighty Mouse. And I was like, what the fuck?
Weight bullies, bro.
Mighty Mouse is little. Like, I knew he was, like, Mighty Mouse. I get it. But I didn't know he was, like, little like that.
Mm-hmm. He's, like, really short. It's like 5'6".
Yeah, he's, like I think he's shorter than that. Because Aldo's only, like, I think, like, 5'7".
Oh, wow.
I think he's, like, I think him and Henry might be, like, 5'4". Like, they're small. But they were flyweights.
How tall was that Thai guy you met?
Rod Tang?
Yeah.
I think Rod Tang's about 5'7".
Okay.
Yeah, 5'6", 5'7". Yeah, but he was dense, like especially in his legs.
Trunks.
Yeah, he was pretty dense, but those fucking flyweights, 125ers, like I don't know, man, because 125ers used to not like that wasn't a fucking weight class. Mm-hmm. So like Mighty Mouse fighting at 135, I'm like, what? I feel like he had to cut 4 pounds to get to 135. He's good.
Yeah.
He's fucking good.
I mean, I still hold true to, I think, some of the best fighters fight at their natural weight class, you know?
Yeah.
And it shows in their performances, I think. You know? And it goes both ways, you know? Because it depends on what you're looking at. I
think that at one point, I think that still holds truth in terms of, like, cardio and their chin, etc.
Longevity, yeah.
But I feel like... And then maybe at one point that was more so the case. But I feel like, especially now, people are getting weight cutting down to, like, more of a science and shit like that. Like, bro, I know in North Carolina, there's this fucking amateur who fights 125, walks around at 180 as a fucking amateur.
Just can't be good for your body.
No fucking way. No fucking way. But it makes it easy to, like, build up that record if you could do it now. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, hey, I'm not looking for a long career. I'm looking to make some quick cash.
I don't know.
But yeah,
it's like sanctioned cheating to me.
I wouldn't want to do that.
That's one of the biggest things I dislike about UFC.
The weight cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think and other people have, like, rehydration clauses and stuff. What do you think about that?
I think that's pussy shit too.
Well, but that's what, like, stops the weight cut. That's what, like, evens it out.
Because that's rehydration, in my opinion, is way different than cutting weight. You know what I mean? Not being able to regain all that, like, water and shit in your body, that's way different than just cutting the weight. Imagine cutting the weight and then also, like, okay, you can only get this much fuel back.
Yeah.
You feel probably like dog shit once you get all to that weight.
100%.
You know what I mean?
But that's why they're like, hey, don't cut that much weight because you could only be this many pounds heavier. You know, so, like, that's how they try to stop this sanctioned cheating. I think if you could make the weight, make the weight. If you miss weight, though, I think that there should be bigger consequences.
I think there just needs to be a few more weight classes
in between. That makes sense too. I don't like that you can miss weight. And then,
like, because regardless what we say, people are gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if we just put a few more in between, which is rough because then you have what happens with the 125. You know, it barely was a division, and now it's like there's some good fighters in there. You know what I mean? But it's like it's of the divisions. We probably had one main card in the last 4 or 5 years that was a 125 fight, and Kai Kara-France just got it recently or some shit like that. That's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
A whole weight class, not the main card.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you think they should stop weight cutting altogether, or do you think?
How would you though? You can't.
You can't. Do you think, or I guess you could throughout a camp. Like,
you'd have to be
check
monitored.
Someone's weight, yeah. Like, you gotta just every, I don't know, like, fucking. People would still just cut weight on weigh-in day if they know when they're coming. They would have to, like, show up randomly with scales and shit, which would just be so much harder.
Because a lot of people, like, fluctuate, you know, 5-10 pounds anyways.
And if they're like, if you're within 10 pounds, like, that's cool. Like,
that's a lot.
That is a lot, but if you're only cutting 10 pounds, that's not that bad.
I agree.
So, like, if you, like, okay, you have a fight at one fucking 50. If you get up to 160 through camp, like, okay, that's fine. But if you're fucking 180,
you should have to be within 159 because now 160 you're up in the next.
Yeah, that makes that makes sense. And I think that would be cool because then dudes might cut, but they'll just be like, I just got to try to get here.
Or you just have some big 59ers, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm the biggest 159er there is.
That's funny as fuck. I wish that there was more of a fucking like penalty for missing weight though, because you can miss weight and then the thing I don't like is like you can miss weight and then your opponent is it's just up to them. They're like, you want to fight him? And it's just like, dude didn't even make fucking weight. Like it's not even a like I came here to fight a 155er. This dude's 162. Like he showed up overweight.
He didn't even make his body do what he needed to do to get there.
Exactly, and it's like you just go through this weight cut, and then it's just like now it's just like an unfair fight because like one of my boys, the only, and I could be mistaken, but the only loss on his record, bro didn't even make weight his opponent, and it's just like, bro, I just hate that because it's just like, bro didn't even make weight, like, and you still fought him because like you didn't know he didn't make weight till the day before, and now you came all the way out here, you did all this shit, and it's just like I feel like there should be like, I don't know, like, should you still be able to have like a regular win if you didn't make weight? I feel like you shouldn't, but I don't know what the alternative to that would be.
People wouldn't even be getting in there at that point.
I don't think you should. I feel like you shouldn't be, not like be allowed
issue,
to.
though, you know, is because when it occurs and it's the main event.
Yeah.
You know, being an entertainment sport, and it's just like, how do you? I mean, they got Bilal coming as a backup. You know, I've been seeing all these memes. It's like Dana's master plan is to have Wonder Boy pull out, and Shavkat fuck up Bilal for his title shot.
That's funny as fuck. What do you think of Wonder Boy? You fuck with him?
Yeah, I mean he's like one of those classic kickboxers I watched growing up in the UFC. You know.
I like him. He seems like a cool guy. I before I even really watched him fight, I used to just watch his YouTube. Because he just posts a lot of like fight.
Yeah,
shit.
He's got a huge school, so I'm pretty sure that's where that.
He's pretty local.
Really.
A lot of people from around here. I don't know if you know Icy Mike, but he's a fucking YouTuber. But he also does like seminars. Like he's coming to Metroline of Martial Arts, and he trains with this dude Sensei Seth. They're both YouTubers. They just make martial art YouTube shit. That's like their main thing. And but they got a lot of stuff like with him. What's his name? We were just talking about this motherfucker.
Steve.
Wonder Boy. Yeah. They got, and what was crazy is and Icy Mike said it a while ago, but like it really hit me recently being just around more people. But he was like he said he sparred with Wonder Boy, and he said Wonder Boy fucked him up. And he was like, but he didn't fuck me up worse than anyone else who's fucked me up. Like, he was like, there's, like, the thing, a lot of these dudes, it's not that they're, like, really great. They just fight on really big stages.
For sure.
And it kind of made me think about music. Like, there's, like, the best rapper probably too shy to get on stage. But, like, you got people on fucking Coachella literally just bullshitting up there.
I think Wonder Boy's style in general is, like, one to match who he's fighting. You know what I mean? So I think that is good, but I think it also affects him in a negative way too, you know?
He's never
controlling a fight, right?
Yeah.
I feel like those people who rise up quick are the ones who are, you know, making people fight their fight.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's the Khabib method. He's like, bro, you know what we about to go in there and do.
Yeah.
Who else do you think has that? I mean, I feel like Justin Gaethje has that. Like, if you fight Gaethje, you got to be willing to bang.
Poirier,
same
sure,
same
you gotta
thing.
Be ready to bang.
Unless you're, but I feel like they just 155. Honestly, it's so.
They used to be the division was so packed for a while. Bro.
It's still like
it still
a stacked
is.
division, but like I'm like these lanky guys are either in the lower divisions or the higher divisions. There's like you don't see a lot of the lanky 155ers. You see them in the like the 35ers, 45ers.
Has a lot to do with it.
Age?
You see, once they're getting to the 70s and shit, the 55s, they're closer to the 30s. They're older.
Like they got that like man weight. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. But I wanna see like cause what Sean O'Malley's 5'11".
Sean O'Malley's one of those people who does that too.
Does what?
People always have to fight his fight.
Yeah, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He's such a lanky dude where it's like he wants
also
you
so
to
small.
He's small, but he's still lanky. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Izzy. Izzy's not really that. He's strong. He's big, but he's lanky. He's tall. Mm-hmm. If you want to hit Sean or Izzy, you got to be willing to go in there, and that's what they want. They're waiting for you to do that shit so you can run into some shit. But like, there's no one with that stature compared to the rest of the guys that I know of in the top 5, at least for the 155ers. Like, I haven't seen that. I feel like 155ers, though, are usually more well-rounded martial artists. Like, they're MMA guys.
Because it's of what you're saying, you know? There's not a lot of outliering attributes, you know? There's a few people like that. Like, I think Jalen Turner's in that weight class, right?
I was about to say.
Fucking freakish size,
you
know? But, like, how long is he going to be able to stay in that division, you know?
How's he been doing? I haven't kept up with him much.
He had a war with Dan Hooker, but he said that shit, like, mentally fucked him up. Like, when they were sitting in the hospital back there together, he was, like, just sitting there thinking, like, man, like, all the years I took off this guy's life.
Who?
Jalen Turner literally said this in a press conference interview before his most recent fight.
Damn.
Because him and Dan Hooker went to war, and I'm pretty sure he, like, ended up I don't remember what happened, but they went to a fucking war. Both of them ended up having to go to the hospital, no interview after, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, I gotta watch that fight.
He said that shit fucked him up mentally.
Dan Hooker's
he said it went to a dark place and he had to like refine himself. Or maybe, I don't know, man.
Damn,
a lot of them move a lot, you know? Yeah. Especially Hooker, because he had all them losses.
Damn,
they call him the Hangman for a reason.
Is he one of the? He's a lankier guy.
I would say so.
But he's not as tall as Jalen.
He's like freakishly lengthy.
Yeah, I want to see that fight. Damn, he fucked. I know Dan recently fight, he broke his arm again.
I think that was in the fight with Jalen where he broke his arm. That might be what I was thinking of.
Damn, but I know it was already fucked up. Apparently he had like a fucking titanium rod in there, and then that fight broke that shit. The bones didn't like mend.
He had another fight booked, and then now he's like. He fucked it up. He was supposed to fight really recently, and now he's out even longer.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Those are one of those people who just love the fight, you know.
Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He seems like a cool guy. I've seen him fight a couple times. I've seen his like interviews and shit, but I haven't kept up with him as much. I really know him because he fucks with Izzy and them kind of thing. He's like one of their boys, so I'm like,
he's the one I be seeing like in Izzy's videos who like actually be trying to put work on him.
Yeah,
you know, because he knows like he's good as fuck. He's like trying his hardest.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
I saw there was a clip where he had
whacking
Izzy,
this motherfucker. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Izzy
I like it.
Izzy was geeked. He was like, yo, this man really trying to kill me. But I haven't necessarily seen him done that in the cage. I've seen him have he's won. He's done some impressive shit.
What changed with Hooker was his battle with Poirier.
What you mean?
That was one of the craziest fights I've seen. Him and Poirier went to the fucking trenches too, bro. And I don't know, just nothing's been the same in him since that fight.
You think
that
it
spark
like
just
fucked him up?
Faded. Yeah.
How did that fight end?
Both of them going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier won. I think he finished him.
Yeah.
I think.
Dustin's
but bro, they was
wars,
like just banging on each other, and Dustin gets like caught in the phase a lot, but ends up pushing through, which is really fucking.
He gets
surprising.
wobbled all the time, and but what's crazy is a lot of these dudes are fucking dangerous when they're wobbled.
I know,
especially him. Like, I don't know, man.
That's what I think. Like a lot of these fighters, and I'm just saying this, but I think a lot of fighters go into a fight and like you got the few who don't get touched, you know, but a lot of them go in there and they just bang to the point where they're concussed. You know? And they're just like last man standing wins.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that's. I don't like that style. I mean, I get it. So, and you know what sucks right now, bro? Like just on some like personal life shit. Like I'm realizing that's when I do the best. But I'm just like, what the fuck? Because I'm short, bro. I'm short. I be having to get in there and bang. Yeah. But because I be trying to play the long game sometimes. And, you know, like, and you know, I do what I do. But I realize when I get in there and bang, like, people don't like that shit because of just the angles where I could punch. And I know I be getting off more punches. But, like, sometimes I just be getting caught clean on the inside. And that shit crazy on the inside. Just like, yo. Especially if you're kind of wobbled and now I got to get away. Like, oh, man. And then, or if you get caught clean and like taken down because you're so fucking close to someone, bro. There's this dude who wrestles at my gym. He just joined the fight team, and he's just such a good fucking wrestler. Like I feel like I'm one of those guys who are more like martial artists. Like I do like both. Like if someone's really good at striking, I'll usually like wrestle them and vice versa. Like because like there's some dudes in there. Like if I'm in the cage, like yeah, I'm taking you down right away. Fuck that. But like this kid, like I be having a really like strike with him. He's like, bro, you're good at striking, and I'm like, it's all perspective. Facts. But like he's really fucking good at wrestling. Like. His dad's a fucking a coach type shit. Like he has his like jiu-jitsu belts under his pops. Like
Oh shit.
Yeah, they be in the garage with it type shit.
Yeah.
But bro's a dog, man.
I was choking him out as a little kid.
Right.
This is what you do,
bro. Bro's a dog. Those wrestlers, man. Those wrestlers. Whenever I'm like fighting with a wrestler, usually I'm piecing them up. But like they're just so okay with getting hit.
I understand. Yeah.
Like. Bro, like they'll literally like if like you like him, this specific kid, he'll be a douche. Like his head will go back. Like I know that shit. Like touch his fucking back, and he'll just still be right there. And I'm just like, yo,
right back.
Why, bro? Those are definitely the dudes getting fucking concussed.
Facts.
But also, if they get their hands on you, it's a long day in the fucking office.
That's for sure.
Motherfuckers like glue once he gets on you, man. That shit crazy.
Don't get too close.
Don't get too close.
Too long, you know.
Too what?
Too long.
Too long.
You get in there for your angle.
Yeah. Work the angles and shit. I be having to work my feints and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Hell yeah.
You gotta fake him with the takedown.
Yeah. What's crazy is like I have such a hard time when I say he's a good wrestler. I mean, like, when me and people are wrestling, I have a hard time taking them down. But, like, if we're striking and wrestling, like, if I could go back and forth, then, like, I could take you down. Like, because either I'm going to take you down or you're going to get hit.
Mix it up,
like, some people who just wrestle are just good at fucking wrestling. And I'm like, that's dope. It's not really super applicable to MMA because, like, I could punch you, you know? Yeah. But it's also, like... If you get a good takedown, it's applicable once you're on the ground and you're doing ground and pound.
Once the space is removed.
Yeah. And wrestling specifically, not fucking jiu-jitsu. That jiu-jitsu shit, it works, but it's different in MMA. Because wrestling, you're afraid to get pinned, so you're never on your back.
Right.
While jiu-jitsu, a motherfucker will be on his back and just rip your fucking heels off or some shit. But like while you're trying to rip my heels off, there's a lot of other shit that could happen.
You see the dude get I don't know if you saw it. I think it was one of these free cards recently. It was a very similar situation. Dude was wailing down on him, and the guy went to grab him in an arm bar. Actually happened twice in the same card. But lifts him up, slams him, knocks him out.
Oh! Who else did that shit?
Happened twice in the same card. It's crazy as fuck.
Jordan Levitt, the motherfucker who be twerking.
Did he get that recently?
He did that too. The motherfucker just run him over, poof, and that motherfucker. There's you see how like a suplex isn't allowed. I feel like that's pretty fucking close.
That's like almost kicking the head.
Yeah, like
I mean, you can kick the head, but
like you literally
kicking the head on the ground.
But also like let go, like yo.
He was trying to break that arm.
He was trying to break that arm, bro.
Boy got knocked out.
Yeah, bro, just let go. But it sucks because he got knocked out from a back of the head blow,
or soft spots.
Yeah, or it's just like, bro, that's just, oh man,
your brain's rattling on one of those.
Yeah, it's just like, oh man, I hate to see it. Yeah. I hate to fucking see it because like, when you get knocked out from a slam in general, it's just like, holy fuck, dude.
Facts.
Like not only was that your body weight, that was my body weight plus like momentum. All on your fucking skull, like that's not gonna ever compare to like a punch or whatever. Like that's some real damage.
Imagine like what his brain actually did when it hit the back. You know what I'm saying?
That shit
all
went.
That motion, yeah. It smushed back, and then it went.
Yeah, nah, bros, that's
wild.
That shit's fucked, bro. I feel, I don't know. What do you think? You think that a lot of these dudes are like You think there's gonna be like long-term effects to like the head damage, like Gaethje or like Dustin
I think
Ticks?
they just don't talk about it because it's known.
Oh, you think they already?
Like the NFL, you know, it's kind of like a thing people didn't want to talk about for a while, and then now it became a thing, and then they stopped letting people hit like with their head first and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's not discussed because it is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
100%.
There's always these fighters that like.
There's very few people who don't fight with the way we were talking, you know. Like dance around and shit like that.
There's a lot of.
Get hit.
I feel like when you hear about the like football players, right? Because you know they do some fuck shit, like they fucking murder someone or get angry, whatever. I feel like
I see what you're saying, like the psychological effects from it.
Yeah, like, but like I feel like it probably is because like all right, think about like Mike Tyson. Like yes, he had a crazy fucking life, but like I feel like bro was taking some damage. You know, bro was talking about getting knocked out in the gym regularly and shit like that. Like I feel like that shit has to fuck with you. I feel like Dustin's a little crazy. I feel like he plays it like pretty cool, but I feel like I feel like it's easy to piss him off.
I bet.
Yeah, I feel like that guy has some screws loose. He plays it like a cool normal guy, but I feel like he's getting into some bullshit.
He's from Louisiana. They said like growing up he used to get in all kinds of like backyard fights and shit too. Yeah. Yeah. In and out of jail kind of deal.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
I could see it.
Yeah, and he's older now, trying to be like more like mature and shit.
Yeah, he got a daughter now, so.
Oh, word.
Yeah, hopefully not.
That'll do it.
On the streets.
And fucking Gaethje, man. What do you think that dude's brain looks like?
I feel like some people also like can take hits differently too.
He does have. You know he has dense ass bones. Because what you call it? Everyone says that when that dude kicks you, like that shit feels crazy. And they said his punches or everything's dense, so like his head might be a little harder than others.
I would love to see the like science behind it, you know.
Yeah. How do they like?
How much of it is it genetics? How much of it is it like their physique? You know.
Or was he really just drinking a lot of milk when he was a kid?
Facts. They say milk's actually really bad for your bones.
Really?
Yeah. I actually recently saw some shit about this.
Damn, they were lying then.
Yeah, I should have looked more into it so I could filled you all in.
They're lying us our whole lives. That's fucked up.
They typically have been. I mean,
has Gaethje been knocked out?
I can't recall him being knocked out. You know.
Me either.
I feel like he's like a decision.
He's been wobbled. I know I've seen him hurt, but
Oliveira rocked him and then choked him out. I feel like he gets rocked and then choked out.
Yo, Oliveira's
people. That's like the typical thing, you know.
Getting rocked.
Like, I'm gonna rock you and then I'm gonna choke you out.
Yeah. Like when you're trying to come back. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think I'd rather just keep knocking him out.
Yeah.
But I guess like they fall, you know.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
Depends on who it is.
Then I'm gonna be like, nah, ref, stand him up.
Maybe that's all they need to get their wits back. Especially if you give them some time.
Good point. Right. All some people need is that extra second.
Yeah, because I was talking to one of my boys who kickbox, and he was like, yeah, bro, sometimes you take the knee. Not because you like necessarily need it, but like you could use that shit. Right. Yeah, like he's like, recover. You know what I mean? Like and he said in a weird time, he was like if he got caught with a body shot really close, or he was like, oh, I'm about to get fucked. So he was like, I just took the knee. Yeah, I took the knee immediately. And then, like, took that time. And he was like, if I couldn't do that, motherfucker could have fucked me up. I'm like, okay. That makes sense. And I guess
you can't take a knee in MMA, though.
Yeah, you can't. And that's what I'm saying. So, if you tell refs stand it up, like, that's all the time a motherfucker needs sometimes. Because I've been on skates before, but it didn't last long. But, like, when it happened, literally, like, in my head, I was like, oh, shit, if I take another shot like that, like, I'm fucked. And I think bro took me down, and I thought like, thank fucking God, just because I had a couple seconds to fucking think.
Facts.
But if I guess if a motherfucker choke you right after that shit, then like yeah, that's butter. That's butter. Yeah, that's what. The chokes are hard to get off sometimes. Because people are always trying to guard their fucking necks and shit, tucking and whatever.
Some people just got them short necks.
Yeah. But man, if you got a good squeeze, I want to get a better squeeze because like you don't even need to like have the choke. Yeah, just like
I've been cross-faced. My stepbrother used to wrestle, and you know kids growing up and shit. And he like cross-faced us. He's like, "Look at this shit I learned." And I was like, "Don't ever do that again." Right across, like knows everything.
Yeah, that shit fucking sucks.
Yeah.
There's cross faces. Another thing that sucks is high crotches, where like it's like a single leg. It's like, you see how people, all right, so a single leg, usually you like grab their leg and like you'll like drag them down from it. A high crotch is like, you see when people pick people up by both legs. A high crotch is when you get in just like right high up in the crotch and lift somebody just by that. It's like
single leg.
It's only a single leg, but you're standing with it. Like the angle makes it easier to lift them because of just how like
seems like you're going for a sweep with it too.
Yeah, it's a, once you're up there, you're like, oh, this feels crazy because you're like, you only got one leg there, but also like someone's up in your nuts. And like a lot of
you're
shit.
Talking about being done to you.
Yeah. Getting that high crotch happen, that shit fucking weird. And also, there's not a lot of rules against like rubbing your knee against someone's like fucking nuts. Like if you're like when they're on the ground and shit, like you could literally like, you can't like knee someone in the nuts, but like if you're,
put your weight.
Yeah, you could do that shit. Like that shit's okay. Like don't, but like motherfuckers be doing that shit sometimes. And also, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think in the UFC you could. Nah, I don't think UFC. Some organizations let you like suffocate.
I think they let you do like the one, but like they don't let you do anything with the eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause motherfucker was like all over someone's face on this last card, and he just kept getting yelled at.
Yeah, I feel that. The fucking face one, I like that. I hate when it happens, but I like it because it's just like,
you should be able to. I know you can't do that.
Yeah, but this, like, even if it doesn't get a sub, like that shit's just like, bro, I can't breathe.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, like I'm fucking tired,
motherfucker.
Especially if someone just keeps doing that to you and you're just constantly trying to catch your breath, getting punched and shit. I think
taking some side shots.
Yeah, I feel like that should be allowed. You gotta call up Dana and be like, yo, I got a proposition.
Facts.
Bring them up. But appreciate you guys for watching today's episode. Follow us on Instagram, man. We gotta get our Instagram followers up.
We do.
Hell yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. You got anything for them before we skedaddle?
Thanks, everybody.
Hell yeah. Peace out.
See y'all next time.